I often want to know how my husband is feeling and what he's thinking, but he struggles with being open and vulnerable due to past trauma and heartbreak.
Yeah.
Even though I see him trying, I wish he'd give me more, and I have found myself secretly frustrated and sad about this. However, recently the Holy Spirit asked or told me 2 things. 1, can you handle what he gives you?
Woo! That's a bar.
She.
That's a bar. Can we sit here for a second?
Hello, my name is Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm Belief Mel, the author
of Father Yourself First.
There you go.
And we're here with episode 260 of
How Married Are You? Okay, my name Belief is Yvette. We married 15 years. Live in California. We got 4 kids. Relationship scary is very necessary. We share love our struggles. We ask how married are. Every Tuesday and Thursday, shoddy. If you're listening, you're in a wedding party. It's okay if you wanna be your hands up. You got the questions, we got the answers.
It's chocolate baby story time.
Chocolate baby story time.
It's chocolate baby story time.
1, 2, 3, and
it's chocolate baby story time.
We said we had one story.
One
and
story.
I took a note of what the story was.
All right, let's hear
right?
it. Mm-hmm.
Right? We did. Oh. Oh my gosh. The other night, oops, I don't know what I just did. The other night, we were having, was it Family Sabbath? I don't know. We were doing something as a family, and we realized that Uzziah went missing.
Yeah.
And when he came back, First of all, we don't eat outside of the kitchen. My glasses are dirty.
Yeah.
We don't eat outside of the kitchen, right? And Uzi came from the hallway with a half-eaten popsicle.
I remember this, yeah.
And we were like, where have you been? And he was like, on the toilet. So Glenn started calling it the poopsicle. That child was gone for so long, and he was eating his popsicle on the toilet. Ugh, I know he didn't wash his hands.
Yeah. Yeah, he did not wash his hands, and I thought that was pretty gross. I just don't understand who eats on the toilet like that. You know what I'm saying?
Have I ever eaten on the toilet?
I don't even drink on the toilet. I think it's gross. I've seen people.
Yeah, I don't take food in the bathroom.
That's crazy. It's going
that's
out.
Weird.
It's an
that's
export.
Weird. Why
You're importing and exporting in the same.
That is so interesting.
You're importing and exporting in the same place, and I don't think that's
that poor baby was probably in the middle of eating his popsicle and was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta go pee, or poop, or whatever," and then he was like, "I guess I'm just taking this with me."
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yep. All right.
Before we get into this episode, guys, listen here.
ARC.
My husband is an author.
That's right.
In my hands, can you hear that if you're listening and not watching? In my hands, I am holding his very first debut
author
book. Oh wait, are you debut author or debut book?
Debut author.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
This is it.
Debut author, but I mean he was an author before Chocolate Baby Storytime, so.
Yeah. But that's a children's book.
Okay, is
that's
that
a little
different?
bit different. This is a trade book.
This is a trade book.
If you ever wanted to support, I don't know if I want to, this is the one you get. Now let me tell you something. This book right here is a culmination of everything that I have learned since starting, like even before Belief in Fatherhood. I invested so much time into becoming a father. It is like super important to me. And even being a father, this is the book that made that little fart sound. So it also makes your own fart sound.
Don't do that.
Everything that I knew that I was going to have more of a problem being a father, like the transition from like individual to father was going to be harder than the transition from single to married, because I knew who I was getting. And I promised that I would be, my covenant before God is that I would be a servant leader to this woman. And I was so focused on that, and I made a promise to both of her parents, and I was about that life, you know what I'm saying? So becoming a husband wasn't necessarily the craziest transition, but becoming a father was terrifying because I never wanted to be a dad until I saw proof of good fatherhood. And once I saw that proof, I was like, oh, I can do this. I can do this. And so I talk a lot in this book about the 6 principles that you're going to need when you start your fatherhood journey or even start your parenting journey. I think there's a lot of crossover of people who aren't necessarily nurturing by nature, right? That they can, really grasp onto some of the theories and some of the principles. So please, 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 with all your heart, buy this now. Pre-order it now. It's on Amazon now. We might even start posting more often just because I want y'all to get this book. You understand?
And here's the thing. We have a goal. We're going to be a little bit vulnerable here. We have a goal to sell 10,000 copies pre-order.
Yeah.
10, before
November 4th.
Before November 4th, we want to sell 10,000 of these. And as I'm looking at the analytics on the How Married Are You YouTube channel, if every person
Spotify, but go ahead.
And Spotify. If every person who views this episode just buys 1 copy, we are halfway there. So, y'all, support my husband.
Run it up.
And here's the thing. You guys, more than anyone else, knows the gems this man be dropping. Can you imagine having tangible pages you can touch and underline and go back to and read aloud to the person who needs to hear it? Can you imagine? So do yourself a favor and them.
Yeah.
And buy this book. And I don't care if you're male or female. I think a lot of people see the title and they just assume this is just for the men.
Yeah.
And I will say that I have been reading. I think I'm on the last 2 chapters. I'm on chapter 10.
Oh,
sorry,
sweet.
I'm not.
I'm
not all the way through.
Yeah.
I'm on chapter 10. But this is one of those books that you read it and you're like, that's good. Or you're laughing because Glenn, he's just literally, it's funny because you don't know you're about to laugh until he just naturally just throws something out there. And it's like, of course. Haha.
It's a lot of Chocolate Baby story times in this joint.
There are a lot of Chocolate Baby story times. Some you've heard, some you've not, some you've seen, some you've not. But it's the reflection. It is the lessons he's learned that provide so much value to us as the reader. So I just say, you guys, our wedding party, you guys are amazing. And you guys more than anyone know the wisdom that is within this human that I get to sit next to every week. So please do yourself a favor and buy multiple copies.
Yeah, I think I appreciate that. You definitely should. I think it's so dope because sometimes, man, Yvette, I don't know why she would ever publicize this, but a lot of our time when we're like talking, she's sitting there like, that's good. Right? Like you're like, I'm talking to you about stuff and you're like, dang, like, and here's like just one thing that I want to talk about from the book specifically because I know a lot of men listen to this podcast, but they don't write in often because they scared of what's going to happen when they do it, right? Because I know their wives be watching too. But these are my people, right? And so chapter 12, the last chapter,
I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't know what he's talking about.
For me, it's very special because early on in the book, I talk about juggling, right? And not balancing, right? Not trying to balance your life, but juggling, right? Some things are going to be falling. You're going to have to catch them, tend to them, pass them over to the next hand, and then you're going to have to throw them up and let them do their thing, let them shine. And I also make that same illustration in relationships with other men who are fathers in the community, right? And so I talk about, men who have caught me, men who hold me, and men who uplift me. And in each of my relationships that I like hold super valuable, like I talk about them. You know what I'm saying? So Scotty James was one of those men who uplifted me when I needed to be uplifted. When you asked me what my 5-year plan was, he's the one that, you know what I'm saying, did that. Ray Castro is a man that will hold me and be like, yo, you good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kariga the same, Kier the same. And then some people like You're Falling and they just like, yo, you need to knock it off. Like they catch me, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times when we're talking about a lot of people who write in, right? We're like, yo, join the community, get accountability. Like, please, like, don't do this alone. Don't do this by yourself. This is the information that I'm speaking that will help get them to find that community right here. Father yourself first. So yeah, I'm really, really proud of this project. I wanted to also make something that would look dope just sitting on your bookshelf. You know what I'm saying? Because all the books I was looking at, there are a lot of bright colors, and I was like, dang, man. So me and RJ even put a lot of care and attention inside of just the artwork itself, right? So if you one of the people that like to collect books and don't read them, read this one. But if you like to collect them, this will be a dope for the darker side of your bookshelf.
Even if, because I am one of those people who, oh my gosh, I want to support them, I'll buy the book. But recently I've found myself picking them up. So you just never know when you need this book to be readily available.
Yes.
So for you to read.
This will go really good next to Drama Free.
Oh yeah,
Dr. Nidra's book.
Okay, now we aren't.
No.
We're
Buy that book. That book is fire.
Book. Okay, that
book is fire.
Okay.
Please, I'm sure you guys have it, but if you don't have it, buy this and then get it. Just get the collection. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Shout out to all of my team, everybody who helped me put this project together. I'm really proud of it, and definitely about to start a book club for something like this. If you guys have not done so yet, for the second time, I've met on Saturdays with men, and we're talking about fatherhood on Saturday mornings, every other Saturday morning, but I think I'm going to do it every week. So just make sure that you email me, contact@beliefinfatherhood.com.
Belief is spelled BELEAF.
Yeah, if you want to join,
and this N is spelled IN.
This is Black men specifically, or men who are fathers of Black children. Okay, men who are fathers of Black children. We want to come together. We're going to talk about fatherhood, leadership, and also some things that's happening in the media.
So if I'm not a Black male or father, should I not join?
You should not join.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I tend to understand that sometimes, well, we seen it when we were doing life group. We were doing a big life group a while ago, and years ago. So we had about like maybe 7 families, maybe 6 families, about 13 children running around. And we'd be talking and other people be talking and it'd be funny and it'd be loud and all that stuff would be great. But the men barely said anything. And I noticed that and I was like, look, I just want to talk to the guys. So maybe we should stop this. Women can meet, men can meet on another day. And I started to talk to the men and we was going in. But a lot of times, a lot of men don't feel free to speak when women are present. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, that's not a shot to any of the women. That's just like, I think in even what we have come to understand, which I think we should talk about at some point, but we have come to understand that I don't think you can handle a lot of the things that I have to tell you sometimes. So I won't share them with you until I have a counselor next to me or a mentor, you know what I'm saying? And so I just want to be able to speak to men freely and them to speak back freely without having to think about who's misunderstanding them.
I didn't ask about women joining the call. I said Black men only. If I'm not a Black man, I shouldn't come in.
You were gender specific as well.
Huh? Because you said this is for Black men.
Black men, but also if you have Black children, like if you're mixed, if your kids are mixed, come through. Because I think that's important as well.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so it's only for it's only for fathers of Black children.
And also, if you're not a father yet and you're Black, come.
Okay.
Yeah. I made the criteria very clear.
Yeah.
Let me know if you misunderstood me.
No, I'm just
saying. If you misunderstood me, don't come.
Well, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right.
For now, that's what we're doing for now. But yes, absolutely. We have an update. The guest from episode 259
Oh my gosh.
Homeboy who wrote in
Had Glenn throwing pins and
had
stuff.
me throwing pins, had me acting all out of character. Has written back in. That was quick. The fastest update we've ever got.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're giving it to you in a timely manner right after the episode aired. So
buy the book just off that. Just off doing that in a timely manner. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So he said, hey, thanks for the video response. Y'all are hilarious. Haha. And thank you for the real love. A few things. Update. We cut each other off because you released a podcast episode. I'm sorry. You know what? If you miss one word, that is a really serious thing. Not because.
Okay. Anaya, close your door.
We cut each other off before you released the podcast episode.
Oh, okay. Well, praise God
Not
for that.
Because, okay. She went silent for 2 days, a whole 2 days, which was after I told her I'll be moving on because the quote unquote friendship that felt like a situationship is unnecessary. And when I want to be with someone that knows what they want and can communicate that. I said that about a little over a week ago from today. After the 2 days of her going ghost, she reached out saying she can't see herself trying again either. So what would I like to do with my stuff at her place in another country? I didn't say much.
Throw it in the trash.
I told her thanks for sharing and deleted everything. I was frustrated that I made myself stick around to even communicate when I knew better, but also happy shortly after being frustrated. There's more to say. Should I read the whole thing? Because I feel like that's the update everybody wanted to know.
That's all we wanted to know.
Yeah, because he did respond to a few facts that were in the email.
Oh, let's go ahead and get to them facts because I was right.
Responding to you, we had sex 2 or 3 times. I said that we should wait till marriage, and so after that we weren't sexually active for the last 2 years of the relationship. Even when I booked a flight to see her, no sex. Also, respectfully, she wasn't one of those baddies that you see and just tolerate all type of stuff because of how beautiful she was. She was like a 6.5 or 7. Dang. Pretty, but not knee bucking, bro. All right.
He's talking to me. He's talking to me.
We're done.
I understand what he's saying.
We're not reading anymore.
Why?
What?
All right.
We don't talk about people like this.
We don't, but he does. And I understand what he's saying. And so do some of these people out here. But I understand some people don't want to be referred to as a number. But don't nobody know who he is. So we good.
I was genuinely confused about how to go about the relationship. Sex had no persuasion. Other things did. Not many, but not lust, sex, etc. It is true that I had a hard time thinking straight because of what we experienced together. When counting today, it's been almost a year since the relationship ended officially. I was very happy about that, but the separation made her depressed, etc. According to the FaceTimes full of tears, not to sound insensitive writing this, I just had a hard time setting boundaries in the friendship to prevent it from feeling like a situationship when there shouldn't have even been a friendship.
Yeah.
The no communication and shutting down was definitely a deal breaker for me, but I kept thinking to myself, what if I'm just being impatient? No one has it all together. You're right. They're red flags. All I needed was one red flag. No one has ever been that forward with me, so thanks for the real reaction. 100. I also thought,
I feel bad about that.
That's how everyone feels about Glenn. Oh my gosh. He just tells it straight. No chase. No, what is it called? Is it chaser?
No chaser, yeah.
Or whatever. I also thought it was normal to endure the racism and colorism even from the family of someone I'm dating. I mean, how do I avoid it? The conversation on personality, I kid you not. I said to her at least 3 times, yeah, it sounds like you really don't like my personality. That's what I'm hearing. And she would deny that this is what she was saying every single time. Yeah, I know. I should have just trusted what I felt. And then he goes to my type. Because you did say it. You looked at his Instagram and you were like, he's got a type. He goes, no specific type, but I do prefer pale looking women.
Voila.
Dark-skinned women are the most attractive to me.
Huh? I do prefer pale, but dark-skinned women are most attractive.
One of the reasons I desire marriage so much is because of how I seen my foster parents love each other. It's a beautiful thing. I don't have a relationship with them now, but I do remember how beautiful it was. Dating is hard out here. I prefer a black queen at the same time. However, a healthy and God-honoring relationship happens. I accept God's plan for me. That's definitely my first preference, though. My biggest concern was being married to someone that didn't have a relationship with him. that weighed on me the heaviest.
Man. What a great update. Thank you so much for sharing, sir. We respect all the things you said here and really do hope the best for you. I would say maybe you might want to go to somebody's church and start to serve there and get under a little bit of fellowship. Not to say you are or aren't. I don't know if you go to church or not, but start to. I love having proof of what I wanted to be. Pat Lynch, the pastor at the church we were going to, was the proof for me, and still is proof to me in several different ways. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have known how great it is to be a father. In the same way, there were some relationships I saw that I was like, oh, I could be a husband. This is easy. Not easy, but this is a lot less complicated than I had it in my head. And sometimes you're going to have to seek out the proof that you want. And I'm glad that your foster parents was proof. And so now you might need an update. You might need a 2.0 version, 3.0 version of examples for you or proof for you. I also talk about the power of proof in the Father Yourself First book. Let me see right here. I think it is chapter 3, Expectations, the power of proof. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
What do you want me to go ahead with? The next email?
The next email. But I go in this book, yo. I go in there.
I want y'all to flood the comment section and tell my husband how proud and excited you are for him.
If we could all be proof of how good family can be, just imagine how soon we could rewrite the narrative society has about fatherhood. Proof is power, right? There's a lot of power in proof, and you might need to get more proof so that even you can
Exemplify?
You can
be the proof?
No, I wanted to say, yeah, I guess so. So even so that you can exemplify the characteristics you hope, to be for that person now for the future. I don't know if that made sense. I didn't write like that in the book. Go ahead. It's a lot of editing going on.
Oh my gosh. Hi, family. I never thought I'd ever write into the podcast, but here I am.
Welcome.
LOL.
Welcome, Black.
My name is blank, and my husband and I have been married a whole 90-something days.
Oh, she counting the days?
We got married on our 3-year dating anniversary.
Okay.
Marriage has been so beautiful. 10 out of 10, recommend.
Love to hear it.
Yet, extremely challenging.
Yeah.
I often want to know how my husband is feeling and what he's thinking, but the struggles with being open and vulnerable due to past trauma and heartbreak. I often want to know how my husband is feeling and what he's thinking, but he struggles with being open and vulnerable due to past trauma and heartbreak.
Yeah.
Even though I see him trying, I wish he'd give me more, and I have found myself secretly frustrated and sad about this. However, recently the Holy Spirit asked or told me 2 things. 1, can you handle what he gives you?
Woo! That's a bar. That's a bar. Can we sit here for a second? Okay. Holy Spirit talking to her. You hear that? Oh, man.
Well, how are you interpreting that question? I'm just curious.
Can you handle what he gives you? You want it. Can you handle it?
What the husband gives her?
Yeah. You saying the Holy Spirit? You think she's talking about the Holy Spirit?
No, I think she's saying, if this is all you're going to get, can you handle that? But she also goes on to say more after writing that question. So let's just see what she said, because maybe we get some more information.
Okay, I'm interrupting too much.
I always say that I want to be a safe space for my husband and I want him to be vulnerable with me. But in reality, could I even handle it? Okay, you were right. If he gave me all that I am asking for, if he completely opened up and shared everything, how would I respond? I know me, and I don't think I would respond well.
We know you
the
too.
Self-awareness.
We know
I
you
got
too.
mad respect.
I know what she's talking about.
I would hate for him to finally completely trust me, and then I fumble, causing him to retreat back into his shell. Oof. That is a level of care that we all deserve.
From her?
Yeah, from her. Like, that's
Yeah.
a level of care to even ask the question and answer. Like, you know what I mean?
That is a lot of self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
And she only 90 days in.
And she's only 90 something days in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2. So remember, she said the Holy Spirit gave her 2 things. This is number 2. Steward well what he gives you. The fact that he shared with me that people in the past have hurt him and used his vulnerability against him is vulnerable in itself. Honestly, as I sit typing this, I realized he has shared some pretty personal things with me: fears, desires, traumas, etc. I have to steward what he has given me well, build up my capacity for more, and prove that I actually am a safe place. I was hoping that you two could speak to this and share your thoughts and wisdom. Could you also share some gems on the fact that marriage causes you to die to yourself daily? Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Background details just in case. I am a bonus mom to an 8-year-old. We do have a mentor couple. We are currently in postmarital counseling.
Okay.
I am currently in individual counseling. We are both believers. He has never been to therapy, and when we last talked about it before marriage, he was skeptical about talking to a stranger. You want to know something? This woman listens to our podcast. Because these are all the things we were
gonna tell her all
this
that.
This is the checklist. And I just want to say to anyone else who's considering writing in, this is good. Just a list of like, real quick. I love this. Thank you so much. And she sent a picture. We always love pictures.
Let's see.
We always love pictures. Beautiful couple.
Beautiful.
I'm loving the cowgirl boots for the wedding gown.
Yeah, that is actually really fly.
Yeah,
and
that's so cute.
It shows the way it shows too. So. Okay. I want to say something. I understand, at least I think I do, the men who say, man, I don't like being vulnerable. Like, I understand that being vulnerable is hard because people can throw it in your face. I was just on Twitter, X or whatever it's called. I was on that platform and I saw somebody say, y'all really got to lock it in and like, don't like lock in and don't share your personal stuff because people going to throw it in your face. And I'm thinking like, what type of stuff am I like, you going to throw it in my face? Now, I did have a relationship with a person who was not a girlfriend who would throw stuff in my face often. But to me, it just made them look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave you something delicate and you threw it at me. Like, you're no longer a place I will ever trust again. But that doesn't mean that other people don't know how to handle delicate things or they don't know how to be delicate. And so I want to remind this individual that I want to remind her that the work isn't only on her, that this is not a pass or fail type situation. This is a growth opportunity. And so I would love for you to think of it as like, I want to be careful because I don't want to blow it. But even if I blow it, there's grace for that. There's an opportunity to grow with that, through that, right? Like, there's not just because I mean, of course you're not going to throw it in his face, but will you be able to hold and carry it? I don't know. What do you think?
I just keep thinking about us.
All right.
And I think that there are things that you definitely, like, you kept to yourself, suffered in silence, didn't feel like I was a safe place to land type vibes for years. And there's probably still some things that you probably think I can't handle. I know there are things that even from your past that I'm like, tell me. And you're like, I will never tell you this part of my story or whatever. And it's interesting too, like her level of self-awareness, because even there have been times when you've told me some things and
You've been like, well, damn. I wasn't expecting that.
and I'm like, oh, okay. But it gives me a moment of self-reflection and realize, oh shoot, like Yvette, you are very sheltered. You can be very critical, self-righteous, like whatever the case may be. And it is an opportunity for growth. Like when you let me in that way, when you share those things with me, it's an opportunity for growth and open mind, like for me to like expand my mind. And I think that the gift of doing life with you and being in relationship with you has done that for me in so many ways, that even when I'm interacting with other people and they're sharing their stories or whatever the case may be, I feel like I don't have that like initial reaction. I can hold a straight face and be like loving and I don't know, just whatever. But the truth of the matter is, and we've talked about this before, is like sometimes we can't hold it. Like we don't have the capacity to carry what you are holding, or what you are holding. And it could even be vice versa. I think sometimes we more so, it's like, oh, the woman can't handle it, but sometimes the men can't handle it either, depending on their background and where they've been and what they've been through. And
has there been times where I couldn't handle something you've told me?
I probably didn't tell you. What? There are some times when I say things to like my therapist or to a trusted whatever versus saying it to you straight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can handle things. I mean, you probably could, but my thing with you is you are someone who doesn't forget anything. Yeah. So if I am going to bring something to you, I've got to filter it through a trusted source before I say it, so that when I does make its way to you, I know that I'm saying what I mean and what I feel versus my initial like, you know what I mean?
I just,
yep. I'll never be able to get those words back. That is something that I've learned in our 15 years of marriage. But I feel like I had a thought and I don't know if I said it. Sorry. I got distracted. It wasn't you. It's my ADHD. But I think what I was going to say though, is that like, she's right now unsure if she could even handle it. And 90 plus days in, you probably can't. And with this amount of self-awareness, I trust your instincts. Like, you probably can't.
That is so dope.
And he probably knows you can't, but that doesn't mean you won't. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean there's not going to be an opportunity down the road where you guys have built something where he can be vulnerable with you. And so one of the things that I feel like I've learned in our marriage is that Glenn's not going to give me all the things. And the thing about it too is I trust his judgment, you know, like, and I think for me as well, and I don't know if you have this, but the other thing for me is knowing that he has people, you know, like that part helps me, because I think if I knew he was holding on to all of this without sharing it with me and not having anywhere else to go, then that would be cause for concern for me. Like, I don't think I would have a lot of anxiety, worry. I would be pressuring him and on him about telling me. But I do know one thing about my husband, and that is that he has people he can go to, whether it's his therapist, whether it's his friends, whether it's my friends. I'm just kidding. Not my friends, but one friend in particular he can go to. Like, we have people, you know, that I know he will seek out if he needs it. Like, I trust that for him. Like he said, there's people to catch him, toss him.
Catch?
What?
Hold and uplift. Catch, hold, and uplift.
Hold and uplift.
She didn't get to that part yet.
I didn't get to that chapter yet. But yeah, so I think like Glenn, in our first 5 years of marriage. Let's even just go there. There's still a lot of things I didn't know. In these 15 years of marriage, I'm sure there's more stuff that I didn't know. Who knows what the next book is going to have in it, you know, about what he had been holding
on to.
Yeah. That,
well, I think go ahead. Sorry.
I'm done. Go ahead.
I think the misunderstanding sometimes from
water castle.
a wife is that you really want to know everything, and you like, oh my gosh, it's so interesting, or whatever it is that you're dealing with or being enamored with. How'd you smell my water bottle? Stick your nose in my water bottle?
I had to make sure there's no backwashing it. I don't know why that seemed logical.
Makes me not want to share. You can't even hold my water bottle right. Anyway, so
oh my gosh,
I think that's so interesting is that like you want to know everything, but it's really not for you to carry. And that's why men need other men. Like, yes. I need you to help me carry this load just so I know I'm not crazy, because sometimes I feel crazy.
Yes.
And you won't be able to speak the language. And it goes right back to that time we were at the gym. And I was picking up my kettlebell and I was doing my kettlebell swings, and you were like, is he even lifting anything? It doesn't look hard for him. And Rich was like, yeah, he's got his weight. You focus on your weight. She's like, no, it seemed like he got a lighter weight because my little kettlebell, I don't know why.
Sometimes the little ones are the heavier ones, y'all. I was in the gym yesterday, and the medicine ball, it was like, the size doesn't matter.
Yeah, the numbers on it matter. So this kettlebell was old. It was scratched up. You couldn't see it, but I'm doing my kettlebell. She's like, let me see. And Rich is like, no, go focus on your weight. And then Yvette creeped her little butt over there and picked up my weight. Was like, oh, this is heavy. And it's like,
I couldn't even lift it.
Some things Yvette is not supposed to know that I'm carrying. It's just not for her to carry. To her, it's not for her to carry. Sheesh. And so anyway, I'm sitting here like really trying to like explain to her, like when I'm telling Yvette something, I'm telling her it's like, hey, now I need you to get it. I need you to get it right now. And when I need her to get it, she don't be getting it. She'll be like, but wait, what about this? What about, and I was on the phone with a friend today who was telling me, I'm gonna just put her on blast. Tico, I'm on the phone with Tico, and I'm trying to get Tico to work on her lighting. She was like, hey, I don't like my lighting setup for my office. I want to work on it. I want to do this. I want it to be like this. And I said, hey, Tico, you don't have enough space in your office, right? You need different lighting. And I said, it looks like you had the house lights on when you shot your thing. That's why it looks different. Well, this is not what you said, right? So we're going back and forth. And I'm like, she's like, I don't want it to be Netflix, like super high quality, but I also don't want it to look like this either. I want it to look, and I want to be able to show my outfit. And I also want the background to be dark. And I want to have my books on it. I'm like, Tico, you can't have everything you want. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to explain to her, there's a cost, right, for what you're asking for. And I don't know if you're willing to pay the price for that. Not monetarily, but just in like, hey, I was trying to explain to her, I was like, hey, if you have light in your room, the light is going to bounce off of everything in the room. So if you have 50 books on your wall and all those books are different color, you're going to get different colors bouncing all across the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's like, ugh, like she just gets so mad at me, right? But there is like, hey, if you want me to be vulnerable and you want me to be honest, that also comes with you like being quiet. Like you're gonna have to not say anything. And I'm gonna tell you, like, there was a period in our life where I had to tell Yvette, like, you probably should stop talking.
Literally.
I was like, you have to stop talking. Everything you're saying is not. So you're trying to tell me I need to be quiet? You don't want me to use my voice? Like, oh my gosh. I'm like, lady, you don't even understand. You got to stop talking. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know what it's doing to me. You have to stop. And then like maybe 4 years later, she's like, I just probably should have not said anything. And I should have just talked to my friends or talked to my therapist. Not because we weren't able. I think the result is that she didn't understand what she was even saying by saying any of that, right? And it's like sometimes as people, we really do believe that we want something that we're not ready for, and the outcome of you getting it, you're just not ready for it. You're just not ready. I was at Tico's house, and I was like, Tico, you're telling me that you want a camera angle that shows your outfit. You want it light in the background. You want your books all on the shelf. You want it to be blurred out in the background, and you want it really soft, but not warm, not like old and vintage. And I was like, but you also said this and this and this. And she was like, well, I didn't know what I was talking about. You got to just tell me to shut up. And I was like, Tico, that's hard for me because I was trained by my mom to listen to Black women. Like, I hear you and I'm doing everything you say, mainly so I don't get yelled at, because I don't like being yelled at. And I was trying to explain that to her, and she was like, but Glenn, if I don't know what I'm talking about, you have to tell me to be quiet in this way. Like, you have to tell me that, just let me talk, but don't listen to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm having such a hard time with that. Right. But I think in the same way, your husband trusting his wisdom and knowing, hey, I'm not listening to what you're saying. You can't handle what I have to tell you. I don't know how to say it in a way that you're going to accept it. And if I do tell you and you don't accept it, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go anywhere. I don't have anywhere else to go. Right. So if he tells you and you have that information and you don't handle it well, which I don't think it should be all on you, where can he go besides you? Like, where can he go?
Yeah.
Does he have a place? Does he have a soft place to land? I'm okay with telling people things that they're not ready to hear if I know they got somebody to talk to about what I'm saying. So sometimes if I gotta like do a friend breakup, I'll be like, hey man, you and your wife come over so we could talk about this, and I ain't gotta talk to you no more because I don't want to talk to you no more. I need your wife to hear what I'm saying. So when this person goes, no, he said this. He said he doesn't care about me. Like, no, she can go, hey, he didn't say that. He said he didn't, trust you, and that's different, right? And so, yeah, where can he go? Does he have someone to catch him? Does he have someone to hold him? Does he have someone to uplift him? And it's not on you to be all those things. It's not on you to be all those things, sister. Where we at? What you thinking?
She also asked, could you also share some gems on the fact that marriage causes you to die to yourself daily? And I think that this is one of those things too, because you I'm nosy. And so there'd be things I'd be wanting to know. Like, just tell me. Just tell me. I can handle it. But it's like that desire is just, I can't have it, because I just can't. And I think too, like, there is something, I don't remember what it was, but there was something that was like in Glenn's past. And I was like, oh, just tell me. And he refused. He absolutely refused. And I think I pestered him for like a long time. I remember being very disappointed in him for not telling me that. And then I was like, it's probably a good thing, because like, I know who he is now, and I love this man, and I don't want to like have nothing that's gonna like. Yeah,
and now I got people looking at me crazy. So when you grow up, right, and your father is not there, and your mother is real strict, right, and trying to do her best, but you don't respect her like that, and then all your peers and the people you learning from is all a bunch of people from the neighborhood, you're gonna pick up things that was never meant for you to receive, right? It's just like I was a different person. Like you wouldn't even recognize me. Like you wouldn't recognize me. And that's why, like, when you were like, hey, let's move to Maryland, I was like, dang, I do not even want to go back there because it reminds me of who I was. I can go visit. I could be there for a couple days a week. But if I'm there, like, I don't know how to, not that my mind isn't renewed and I'm not transformed in a new creation, but there is a level of like, I don't know myself living there. It's just difficult for me. And growing up in Randallstown or Baltimore, West Baltimore County, there is a level of like just toughness that I truly have a hard time like accepting and loving myself from that season. And that's why, right, the book is like teaching me to love that part of like what was damaged, and not so much damaged from like my mother, but like not having my dad to guide me on a daily basis. So it's really important there. I also want to say, when you get a delicate package, on the outside of the package, there's information to help you care for what's inside. Live with two people, fragile, don't cut here. And so the question always isn't, can you handle what he tells you? It's that, do you know how to follow the instructions after you get it? Right? Like, if I give you this package, are you able to look at the instructions and say like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to open it, this is what I'm supposed to do with it, when I don't even tell you how to do that? Like, you need instructions with no instructions. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, when he trusts you, and that doesn't come with just marrying someone. When he fully trusts you with this information, it's almost like, I love you so much, I trust even your response, so I'm not even going to trip. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's a lot of care he's doing with himself, and I would say trust him with that. There were relationships I try to tell Yvette like, hey, here's how we got to move with this. You know what I'm saying? And Yvette was like, you know, I would just say, I had to remind myself that not everybody trusts me with me. Not everybody trusts me with myself. They'll be like, yo, are you sure you're not tripping and that person doesn't deserve another chance? I'm like, man, like, maybe I am, but I don't have, like, my care and concern isn't for that person right now. It's for these people, this mission, and this focus. So I'll spill the beans right here.
Uh-oh.
So people have been asking for an old rap group that I used to be in called the Dream Junkies to come back. They're like, yo, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. And they saw me and Ruslan together at the Holy Smoke Fest, and they were asking, and other people like had a mission for like it to happen and all this stuff. And I just was like, look, man, like, there is no way I'm inserting myself back into that system, because I really cared for that season, and I care about these people in a specific way that allows me to love them from a distance. So I have to operate in that way. And people are kind of like, but why? But how? But what if this though? But have you considered this? And I'm just kind of like, the information, like, you gotta understand, like, I'm trying to protect me. Like, I'm worthy of being cared for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm worthy of protection. And so when you go, but have you thought about this? It's like, bro, if I was my father, I wouldn't allow you to talk to me no more. I can't talk to you. If I was my dad, I would say, Dad, what should I do? My friend keeps trying to talk me into this relationship, and I don't think it's healthy. My dad will go, yo, put him on timeout. Don't talk to him for a little bit so you can focus on what you need to focus on. Like, Just don't talk to him. Just don't answer the phone. And that's exactly what I did. I had to literally father myself first so I didn't do anything and be pressured by any other people. You know what I mean? And I have to treat myself like I would treat Theo, Uriah, and Uzi, and Anaya. And sometimes you guys go, you ask for advice from your friends, and your friend goes, this is how your friends, if they're real smart, they'll go, what would you say to me if I was you? Right? And they get you to tell yourself what to do. Like, it's essentially that same practice.
I've started asking myself that.
Yeah. It's essentially that same practice, but from a father's perspective who is trying to protect you and guide you into the person that God wants you to be. And so, yeah, it's okay that your husband is like, nah, I'm good. Your goal, this is not a gold rush where you're trying to get in, or not. This is not a bank robbery where you're trying to fast as you can, as quick as you can, to prove that you are a healthy married couple. Like, get in there and get the deep work done. Like, that's not what this is. This is tender.
Yeah. I feel like one thing about Glenn that Glenn has always said about us in marriage and whatever is that he is a student of me. And the truth is, yeah, you don't marry who you end up with. And even after, I believe, until the end of time, until the end of the relationship, till death do you part, you're constantly learning different versions and iterations of your spouse. One thing that I have come to understand about Glenn, even though, whatever, I think it's been a thing that, this thing that I'm about to share has been a part of who Glenn is for however long I've known him. But Glenn has emotional intelligence at a scale that the average person doesn't. And I think a lot of times, I didn't have that language or whatever to put to that. But when he decides that, a situation isn't bad, because he shared earlier about how he tried to tell me how to navigate relationships and and I just wasn't hearing him. I was like, nah, forgiveness, but he's like, no, sis, I've been doing this.
I've been surviving.
I've been surviving through this relationship. You need to listen to me. But it was one of those things where I have to learn by doing. And unfortunately, and I think I've actually, still learning. However, I do feel I do believe that in the past 15 plus years, I have come to understand when my husband gives me a cautionary tale that I should listen, you know what I mean? Or that I should pay attention to that. And so I think a lot of us have that same level of internal emotional intelligence about ourselves. And so just trusting the person that we're in relationship with when they say, hey, you can't handle this or you're not ready for this, I think is very important and valuable.
Can I also say, it's making me emotional because I'm thinking about, I'm grieving. I'm grieving you not listening. Because I'm like, hey, we don't have to experience this. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't have to experience this relationship to this level or whatever. If you would just hear me, you know what I'm saying? And then I think about how God wants us to move away from sin and how he's like, hey, you don't need that. You don't need that relationship. You don't need that substance. You don't need that addiction. You don't need that activity. You don't need that view. You don't need that perspective. You don't need that. And when I think about it from that way, I realized how difficult it was for me, as someone who felt very unprotected, you know what I'm saying, my entire life. How it's like a flag now, you know what I mean? And I really don't like put my foot down as much as I should, You know what I'm saying? Because I'm also trying to handle people with care while, you know, for the majority of my life, not being cared for. It's just so crazy. And the complexity of what it means to be a present father, like, it doesn't only apply to your children. It's like everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's everywhere. So, anyway, how married are you?
I'm so married that when I went upstairs and I grabbed something for me to nibble on, I grabbed you a beef stick, knowing that it was going to smell.
Yeah.
And having to endure the sound of you chewing in the mic. But I wanted your stomach to have something in it.
Oh, I appreciate that. No, I really appreciate that.
How married are you, mi amor?
I'm so married. 2 nights ago, you were doing a nice hair, and you were like, "Hey, I got some store-bought sushi from the grocery store. You want to feed me?" And I'm sitting up here feeding this lady, and it's like the store-bought one. So you got to open up the wasabi, open up the soy sauce, open up the ginger. And I didn't know she wanted any condiments. I thought she just wanted the sushi in her mouth. She was like, "Can I have ginger in every bite?" You get princess treatment like nobody else. Do you think you get princess treatment?
Almost definitely. And the funny thing is, while we were sitting there, I was like, Anaya, I really hope that you marry somebody that's good or better than your dad. Da, 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 da. And then Glenn had walked away, and she goes, Mom, you always say that. And I was like, I know. And she's like, but I do too.
And the whole time I'm thinking, yeah. And the whole time I'm like, poor guy. Poor guy, man.
No. The thing is, too, I don't even know if it should count because you didn't put enough ginger in each bite.
Poor guy, man.
Just kidding.
Poor guy. I got to start doing things for you out of her sight because I'm raising a bar too high. It's really hard for her. If her expectation when she gets married is for him to be this, my God. Not to say that I'm whatever.
It sounded like you were saying.
No, but I'm very in tune to this person. And I was so irritated too. I was doing it like, ugh, man. And you're like, what's the problem? And I'm like, you want ginger in every bite? And then one dropped on my leg and like the ginger spilled all over my leg. And I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh my gosh, man.
It wasn't even that much. It was just a little juice from the package that they had.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Jesus.
What are we going to talk about in the Patreon episode? Because we got to let people know. I feel like, this is a funny thing.
Apparently there's a video out of a husband fighting 5 women to defend his wife. 5 women was trying to jump his wife, and he fights the women. Now, I consider myself a very chivalrous dude.
Okay, so
you
this
want to
is
talk
Tony.
about whether or not I would fight?
So I have thoughts and I have things to say, and I just want to let you know what my thoughts and things.
Okay,
are.
all right. Well, we're gonna talk about it.
So we're gonna talk about this in the Patreon episode. Join us over there if you'd like. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next episode.
And make sure you buy Father Yourself First for pre-order right now. Comes out November 4th. And the link should be in the description or show notes. And
that's just how married we are.